Welcome to News York Times.
Please subscribe for more recent breaking news updates.
What he wants to be when he grows up. Sarah Sanders shares son's photo with real superhero on Memorial Day. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders took time to share a beautiful photo of her son meeting with members of the military. And she later posted that her son now knows what he wants to be when he grows up. Sanders later explained that her son had the honor of meeting a few real superheroes on this Memorial Day and added that he now knows what he wants to be when he grows up. "Thank you to General Joseph Dunford and all the brave men and women of our great military on this Memorial Day," she concluded. On Memorial Day, Dunford, along with Defense Secretary General James Mattis and President Donald Trump, attended a ceremony at the sacred grounds of Arlington National Cemetery where he spoke. During his remarks, he noted that 2018 is the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. A war he explained exemplifies the spirit of the American military and its members. He added, "In that war to end all wars, Americans deployed to Europe and promised that they would not come back till it's over there, and that selfless service is associated with the memory of every fallen service member." But what was perhaps the most heartfelt part of Dunford's speech is when he honored the sacrifices and called for a reflection of the sacrifice of the families who were left behind. "Those we honor represent the very best of our nation," he said. "They shared a commitment to something greater than themselves, and they were people who understood what we have in this country is worth fighting for." While children waste their times looking up to overpaid sports stars who only know how to toss a ball around and made up superheroes by mostly leftists in the media, Sanders' son is smart enough to see what a real hero is. And with his comment, he gives us hope for the future. Here is more on World War I via the Eleanor Roosevelt Papers Project. World War I, or the Great War, began when a Serbian nationalist assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the heir to the Austrian-Hungarian throne, and his wife, Sophie, in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914. Within 2 months, Austria-Hungary and Germany, the Central Powers, were at war with Russia, France, Great Britain, and Italy, the Allied powers. By the time the armistice was signed, November 11, 1918, 20 million people had been killed, including 113,000 U.S. soldiers, and 20 million people wounded. The modern world had never seen such horror: poisonous gas, trench warfare, improved technology and new weapons. Tensions in Europe were very high before the Archduke's assassination. The Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria-Hungary and Italy, and the Triple Entente, France, Russia and Great Britain, struggled to maintain a balance of power. However, 3 elements undermined this fragile coexistence. Both alliances had countries committed to building empires, and their competing desire to annex territory in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East increased their distrust of one another. Industrialization allowed a rapid increase in military and naval equipment. And finally, many of the ultra-conservative governments faced strong internal challenges from liberals and socialists. America had a history of non-involvement in European wars and, during Woodrow Wilson's first term, tried to remain neutral. The Atlantic Ocean separated the U.S. from the war, and its large immigrant population, 1/3 of the U.S. population according to the 1910 census, encouraged Americans not to take sides. On February 19, 1915, Germany announced that it would begin a submarine campaign against all enemy ships. President Wilson said the U.S. would hold Germany strictly accountable for its actions. The following month, Great Britain announced that it would blockade all ships carrying goods for Germany, including ships owned by neutral nations that were sailing in the Atlantic Ocean and North Sea. On March 8, 1915, a German submarine sank the Lusitania, which was carrying American weapons to Britain. KG-128 Americans, who had been warned not to travel on the ship. Pressure on Wilson to keep the U.S. out of the war increased. Wilson demanded that German submarines not sink ships until they had been boarded and searched, an unreasonable request since submarines could easily be sunk and were too small to carry civilian passengers, and he campaigned for re-election with the slogan "He kept us out of war." Germany sunk 3 more American ships. The British leaked the Zimmermann telegram, a dramatic German scheme to get Mexico to invade Texas and New Mexico, to the American press to pressure America to enter the war. On April 2, 1917, Wilson asked Congress to declare war, arguing the world must be made safe for democracy. Wilson reorganized the federal government to coordinate almost every phase of the war: production of weapons and war materials, the War Industries Board, workers, the War Labor Board.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more top breaking news updates. Thank you.